Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is Jamie Green with Unmuted Destiny with Jamie Green. And a couple of months, maybe 3 months ago, I shared with you, um, maybe a little longer than that I did a interview on WMAR TV out of Baltimore regarding a mother's cry and the work that we're doing. Uh, that, as I said before, I need to adjust my light just a little bit. As I said before, that particular interview was seen by a gentleman who is an inmate in a Maryland state prison, and his name is Wesley Moore. He has the same name of our governor here in Maryland. Um, and Governor Moore has written a book entitled The Other Westmore, where he talks about this particular young man that is currently incarcerated there in Jessup, Maryland. And so, anyway, the other Westmore, Mr. Wesley Moore, saw my interview and reached out to a young lady that is his spokesperson and asked, is there any way he could get in touch with me to let me know how much the interview blessed him? And so I gave him an address. He wrote me, and we've been corresponding since then, um, to let me know the impact that that interview had on him. And then my vice president of A Mother's Cry did an interview where she was discussing how we are challenging and addressing the inhumane conditions in some of the Maryland state prisons and demanding change be made, right? And uh, Mr. Moore saw that interview as well, and he wrote me and said that he was blessed to know not only am I advocating for and supporting mothers who have children who are incarcerated, but I'm also advocating uh, for those behind the wall. Yes, we are doing just that. Um, and so we're not just seeing conditions, getting mad about it, uh, talking about how disgusting it is, the human rights violations that we're seeing, but we are demanding change um, at the top, from the top all the way to the bottom. A Mother's Cry is doing that. And so, one of the things that really blessed me is Mr. Moore asked me, he said, what can, he has started a coalition there at the prison in Jessup called Positive Change Coalition, the Positive Change Coalition. And so he asked me, he said, what can we do to help a mother's cry, advance your mission, and so forth and so on. And I told him, I said, you know what would be great? I said, to get, I would love to get some letters from some of you guys letting us know, what you need from us, how our work is impacting you, and what can we do to help each other, right? So he wrote me a letter, and then I received like 20 letters from other guys who are there in Jessup, who are a part of the Positive Change Coalition, and I committed to reading these letters and sharing them with mothers. Period. You don't have to be connected to the Mother's Cry movement, which every mother should be, whether you have a child that's incarcerated or not. Um, the Mother's Cry movement is being joined by people who don't have children that are incarcerated, but they are aware of the conditions and some of the things that are going on in the state prisons and federal prisons. And they're joining us and saying, what can we do? How can I add my voice to the Mother's Cry voice? And so, for every mother that will hear my voice today, I want you to hear what these gentlemen are saying to us as mothers. Okay, I read some couple of weeks or so ago before I got sick. So if you look through on the channel, you can find another live video where I'm sharing some letters. Today, I'm going to share some more. Dear A Mother's Cry, thank you, strong women, for the incredible work you are doing for the men and women in the struggle. I believe that advocacy may be the strongest tool to utilize when attempting to bring about change. It's in a mother's nature to be loving, caring, compassionate, and protective. So I'm not surprised at the fact a mob of mothers of incarcerated individuals have come together to form such a beautiful organization addressing the problem. Again, thank you all for the love, compassion, care, and protective instinct. My name is C.H.A.N.G.E. I've been incarcerated for 17 years. I've been blessed to have the opportunity to attend college with the University of Baltimore Second Chance program, assist, facilitate positive change, be a peace ambassador with the Baltimore Peace Movement, and a faithful member of AME Church. There are many issues within these prisons, but personally, I just wanted to thank you all for your incredible work. My mother's journey was complicated and difficult to witness towards the end of her life. However, through the tough times, she made me feel loved. No money can buy that kind of feeling that you are cared about and someone has your back. Well, what you ladies have accomplished, myself and others will inherit that feeling again. I assure all the mothers that you are not forgotten. I love each of you ladies with my entire heart. I apologize to every mother with a child incarcerated for the pain we caused you, for every dollar spent in an attempt to get us out of trouble. I apologize. I apologize for the long road trips to visit us in prison. Most of all, I apologize for breaking your heart. I look forward to hearing from our family and pray that somebody receives this at the support gathering. Love, Charles. C.H.A.N.G.E, your son. Isn't that powerful? Doesn't that like touch your heart and stir your soul, encourage you to keep doing what you're doing? It does for me because I was telling someone just the other day, I don't often get feedback from mothers. Um, thank you. I appreciate what A Mother's Cry is doing. Thank you for being a voice for me. I don't get that often. But to receive these letters from these sons that are behind the prison wall means more to me than I will ever be able to verbalize. All right, let's read another one. Ladies of A Mother's Cry, my name is LeSean Green, and I am a member of the Positive Change Coalition. I am also a student at the University of Baltimore Second Chance Pell Grant program as well. I will have accumulated 45 credits by the end of this summer semester. I am striving to earn a bachelor's degree in human service administrations. And let me just stop here and say that not all prisons in the state of Maryland offer college courses or any type of education at this time. I just want you to know that. I am serving a life sentence and have been incarcerated for going on 20 years now. I grew up in West Baltimore. I'm the youngest of 4 children, with my oldest brother being deceased. I lost my mother at a young age, so I understand the importance of the role of a mom. I was 7 years old, but I remember my mother like it was yesterday. My mother was perfect, as I'm sure all of you are in the eyes of your children too. I have a 25-year-old son of my own, and his mom has done a great job with him. I owe her everything. She, like many other mothers, had to pretty much do it herself. She always says, I have always been a great father, but I left her to pick up my part of the slack when my son was 5. I have always remained in my son's life, whether it was when I was home or in prison, but my decisions caused her to have to handle more than she should have. That's the thing about you mothers. When it comes to your children, no matter the difficulty, y'all handle what needs to be handled to make sure your children are good. My friend, Wesley Moore, told me all about the women of a mother's cry, and I was so glad to have the opportunity to reach out to all of you. I am honored to be able to give my sincerest gratitude and praise to all of you strong, powerful women. Not only the way you fight and advocate for the many incarcerated individuals, but the way you all support one another as well. You do not just fight for your own loved ones. Instead, you take the time out of your life and fight for all. This includes me, and I am truly grateful and thankful and appreciative to all the women of a mother's cry. To be honest, I have just recently learned of your organization. I would like to say I love the name. It really has a ring to it and a strong stamp on what I believe it clearly means. Being a mother is the toughest job in the world. Moms take on so much and can never receive the proper amount of thanks. Me personally, as I had mentioned earlier, my mother died when I was 7 years old. I was so young, but the impact my mother had on my life drives me to this very day, as I'm sure your impact does the same for your children. Understand, as a mother, you all have done great jobs. Our shortcomings are based solely on our own decisions. Without the mothers of the world, our lives would be without meaning. Yes, my mother passed away, but because of how women are wired, I gained a few of my friends' moms. Only a mother could take on someone else's child as their own without a second thought. This is the equivalent to what you are doing as far as us incarcerated individuals are concerned. You take our fight on as you do your own children without a second thought. The work being done by a mother's cry are the things that gives me strength and the feeling that even when it doesn't feel like it, someone really cares. The women of a mother's cry are an inspiration and a true beacon of hope for what the world should be. Y'all epitomize selflessness, honor, intelligence, grace, resilience, and the kind of love that only a mother can embody. So know when those tough days come and the fight is uphill. Myself and my brothers of Positive Change Coalition are behind you all 100%. If there's any way we can be of service and help, let us know. We appreciate, respect, and honor the women of a mother's cry. Keep being the inspiration and positive impact to all that are blessed to encounter the presence of the women of a mother's cry. Thank you for being who you are and all that you do. Sincerely, Sean Green. Wow. Okay, and I'm going to read one more, and then we'll stop for today. To a mother's cry. I want to write this letter of encouragement to the strong and fearless women of this organization. I admire and thank you for what you do for the people that are incarcerated. I'm speaking from my point of view when I say you give people hope, because people behind these walls know that there are good people out there fighting for their freedom. I recently turned 21. I am a young Latino man, and it's always just been me and my mother. I can proudly say that I am the respectful young man I am now because of her. And I can just imagine how you all cope with the emotions. I have always known my mother for being strong and fearless as a single mom, moving forward. Till this day, she tells me I'm the strong one, that I'm the one that keeps her pushing. But what she doesn't know is that I get it from her. One thing I tend to remind her whenever she's feeling down or hopeless is that through all the ups and downs, she's made it this far by herself while taking care of family members back in Salvador. So when you're going through a difficult time, always look back at the moments where you sacrificed to be where you are at now and remind yourself it was never for nothing. You fought hard for a better future, so keep fighting and striving because hard times don't last forever. Sincerely yours, Jabril. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to stop there. We have a few more that I will read in the coming days, but I just wanted to encourage those of us that are doing the work with A Mother's Cry, those of you who support A Mother's Cry, those of you who are not connected to A Mother's Cry, but you are a mother who has a child who is incarcerated. I want you to know that your work is appreciated. And I highly recommend that you connect with A Mother's Cry because we are not just getting together, complaining about our situations. We are pushing for the legislative change. We are working with the commissioner for the Department of Corrections. We are contacted with the governor's office. We are working with the parole commission. We are working to make change for our loved ones. And we want you to join us. Like, we need all the voices. Remember, A Mother's Cry is not just about her tears, but it is about her voice. We need your voice, right? We are connecting with senators and representatives, sharing our position and making them take a realistic look at what is going on in these state prisons. And we have seen changes taking place already because of A Mother's Cry, because we refuse to just see a problem and do nothing about it. We are demanding change and we are offering solutions that will make things better for our loved ones behind the wall. I ask that you would keep us in prayer and come and support us. Go to our website, www.amotherscry.org, and join the coalition, right? Put your hands to the plow, right? Join us in the fight. Thank you so much. Have a great day.